Hi guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to do a very summer glow type of makeup, something really fast and simple for every day for work. It's just a little bit of shimmer on the lids, mascara, eyebrows. I actually used a couple of drugstore brands, which is nice. I'm starting to slowly get into drugstore products, which is good and more affordable for you guys. So if you want to see how I got this look, please keep watching. I'm starting this look with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Corrector and Concealer Cream, and I am using the color medium, and it's a nice peach toned, pink peach toned color that really corrects my dark under eyes. As you can see there, I have pretty bad circles under my eyes, and you know, I can never make them go away completely, so because let's get real, it's makeup and it's not good, it's not surgery. But I'm going to do my best. So I'm going to zoom it in here just to show you guys the difference between the two eyes. I see the difference, so, and I'm not going to use a concealer over this. I'm going to use this as my corrector and concealer because I want this makeup to be a very light daytime look. So I don't want to pack it on. Next, I'll be using my Becca Cosmetics Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is in the color Moonstone. And I just take a couple drops, rub it between my fingertips, and place it in the main highlight areas, which are the tops of my cheekbones, a little bit on my nose, a little on the cupid's bow, and just, you know, forehead, basic areas. This gives your face a really nice glow, especially on the cheek area. Right over here where I'm rubbing it in, it gives it a really nice glow. And now for my foundation, I am using a drugstore brand. I got this from Target. This is the Loreal Trumatch Lumi Cushion Foundation. This is in the color N3.5. And one of the reasons I didn't like using drugstore foundation is it's really hard to get your perfect color. But this one is actually my perfect color. This is such a light foundation. It felt as if I had nothing on. It doesn't last as long as obviously, you know, a heavy foundation would, but this is a great option for those that want a very light makeup, something for work or school would be great. It felt like air on my face. And I'm using the pad, the little cushion pad that it comes with, and just tapping it into my skin, and using a little bit on my lids, on my forehead, and a little bit under my eye where that corrector went. Another great thing about this foundation that I liked was that it didn't matte out the places where I put that, that Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector highlight. Because it has a glow to it also, it keeps your face glowing instead of making it super matte. So if you like your foundation to be matte, I wouldn't recommend this foundation. Probably Loreal Trumatch would be a better fit for those of you that like your foundation matte, because this one definitely has a little more shine, a little more glow to it. Very summertime. Now I'll be taking the MAC Mineralize SkinFinish in Medium Plus and my Luxie 522 Tapered Highlighter Brush, and lightly tapping this product under my eye to set the concealer and a little bit of my foundation around my face, which is around my nose, a little bit on the forehead, and just lightly dusting it around, honestly, the whole face and the lids as well. It's important to put a dry powder on top of your lids if you've put foundation or concealer there, or else your eyelids start to like heavily crease. Most people's start to crease, so it's good to put some of this powder on your lids like I'm doing now. Next, I will be doing my brows, and I'm fast forwarding this section only because it's the same routine I do for my brows every time. Let me know if you guys want to see a very detailed video tutorial on how exactly I fill in my brows and some different brow products. I really like Anastasia Beverly Hills. I recommend it to all my clients. She has a lot of range of colors and options for every hair color type. The one I'm using is the Browwiz in the color dark brown. And next I'll be taking the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Vanilla, and I'm going to use this to highlight under my brows. I'm pretty much just drawing a line using its applicator, just the whole underside of the brow. Some people do the top area as well, but that's if you want, you know, a very dramatic look and really want your eyebrows to pop out. I'm just doing a highlight underneath just to give it a little more definition. And here I am taking the Laura Mercier Camouflage Powder brush. There's no number on this brush, but it's an amazing brush to highlight under the brows like this, as well as a concealer brush. It's called a powder brush, but I use this for concealer or highlighting under the brows. Now I'm taking my Jelly Pong Pong Cosmetics Caribbean Sun Bronzer Duo in the color Aruba. This is the new product that came in my Ipsy bag in May, and I am using it with my Morphe E27 brush, and I did not like this product. The packaging is so small, and it was just going to take me forever to like put a little bronzer and contour on my face. So I'm going to go with my Lise Watier bronzing powder in the color Havana, and I'm using a big brush. This is just a big tapered brush from MAC, and the number has been rubbed off the brush, so I can't even give you guys the number, but I think they only have one type of this brush. But anyway, I'm using it to contour my face, give it a lot of glow, a lot of, because this bronzer has reflective products in there as well, and I'm using it to put it around my contour areas, my forehead, the hollows of my cheek. I put it a little bit on my nose, and I'm just rubbing it in. I actually picked up too much product, which I will diffuse with a beauty blender. But the reason this happens is because we didn't powder our face and make it very matte. So if you're starting to put on your bronzer and it's really splotchy and a little dark, a little too dark, it's because we didn't have enough powder before we put on that bronzer. So this is typical of summertime makeup when, you know, you don't want to look too powdery, you want it to look more like a glow. But as you can see there, it unfortunately gives a splotchy look. So you just have to use your beauty blender and just blend out the color. And as you can see on this side, my blender is taking off almost all the product. And on this side, it's just blending it in. So I will be taking more of that bronzing powder and evening it out on the right side of my face. Now it's time for blush. I'm using my favorite MAC Mineralize Blush in Warm Soul and my favorite blush, which is the Napoleon 22B. And I'm lightly dusting this onto my face. I'm using it very light-handedly. I don't want to look like I have on too much blush today. Just like, you know, the title says, just to glow. And now, as if we didn't have enough glow on our faces, we are going to go in with the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. This is the pressed powder in the color Moonstone. So the one that I originally used was the liquid form, and this is the pressed powder. So it's just giving our face even more glow, and I'm using the MAC 133 brush for this. And I'm also going to put a little bit on my nose there, and my Cupid's bow, a little bit over my forehead as well. So don't forget to also highlight the inner corners of the eyes. I just use my pinky here and dab a little bit of the color there. It really makes your eyes look bigger and really puts the look together. Now I want to give my lids a little more color here, so I am using the Makeup Forever Aqua Matic Waterproof Glide On Eyeshadow. This is in color ME-50. It doesn't have any other name on it, so that must be the color. And I'm just going to use it. It's like very smooth. It doesn't, some of these glide on pencils aren't smooth and they hurt the eyelid, but this one's really smooth. And now I'll be taking a MAC pressed eyeshadow in the color Bronze, and I'm using the Zoeva 234 Smoky Shader Brush, and I'm going to pack on this MAC's Bronze color on top of the Makeup Forever shadow base. And I'm just going to press it everywhere and put a little bit under my eyes. Just swipe a little bit under the eye like that. Now I'm taking my Morphe E27 brush in the color, the MAC eyeshadow in the color Kid, and just blending it out. Nothing crazy, just blending it out and putting a little more powder on my lids to set the eyeshadow. Now I'm taking the ColourPop gel liners, the cream gel liners. This is in the color Overboard. Again, it's another bronzy color, so going with the theme of this whole look, we're doing a very bronzy shimmered summer glow. This gel liner was perfect for my waterline. Next is mascara, and this is another drugstore product. This is my favorite mascara. I always use this mascara in all my tutorials. This is the Telescopic, the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic Mascara, and it's in the blackest black color. And I'm just forwarding this part because mascara is super boring to watch. I'm not going to be putting on falsies today, so we're going to put 2 coats of mascara on. So I'm going to wait for it to dry, have a little coffee, make sure my teeth are still white, and I will be putting on the second layer of mascara to make them look nice and full. And finally, we're going to do the lips. I am taking another drugstore product. This is the Jordana Lipgloss in number 56. The color is called Caramelo. It's a very nude lip gloss, and it smells really great. If you like no colored lip glosses, this is perfect for you. And I think these were only like about $5. It's not perfect for me because I like a little bit of color on my lips. So I am going to take another drugstore lipstick. This is the brand LA Girl, and this is their matte lipsticks in the color Snuggle. And I'm going to use this to give a little bit of color to my lips. This is a nice peach. Well, it has a little bit of brown tones in there, but it's basically a peachish lipstick color. And I'm going to add that same Jordana gloss over it because I don't want this look to be matte. I want everything to be shiny and glowy for my summer makeup. And that is the end of this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Please subscribe or comment below for more looks you'd like me to do. I will put a list of all the products I used in this tutorial down below, so check them out and let me know what you guys think. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.